Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jamara Motor, and I am here to talk about assignment 4 standardized testing. Now, before we get into the bulk of standardized testing, I would like to say I appreciate this assignment because I'm seeing it from three aspects, and that's what puzzles me. So, I'm seeing it from an educator, I'm seeing it as once a student, and I'm seeing it as a reader. So I think that's really awesome because even as an educator, I've taught in private facilities and I've taught for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So I've been in both settings. I've taught also as a substitute teacher, from a substitute teacher to assistant teacher in a private setting, from assistant teacher in a private setting to a para one in Miami-Dade County Public School, inner city school. So I've seen enough of testing. So this is like, it's crazy to come in reading about tests and it's like, okay, well, I already know this, but yet I'm still learning new things. So I think it's pretty awesome. So now let's talk about the actual text and our readings. Now from the readings, it explains standardized tests. So you have the achievement test, you have the aptitude test, and you have the intelligence test. The achievement test is basically, it's measuring what the student has learned, has acquired. The aptitude test is measuring the potential as well as the intelligence test. So that measures the ability and the potential of the student as well. Now, with these three tests, I can, like, if I was to connect and reflect back as a high school student, I was at Turner Tech. So William H. Turner Tech. And a lot of the times, that's all we were doing was testing. It was a vocational school. So I would say, I'm not saying that's the only thing we did, but I'm saying a majority of the time it was like a test almost every week. And what I remember seeing as a high school student, honestly, was the achievement test. So they wanted to measure how much we've learned. Even when you go down to the FCAT test, the FCAT had different sectors in which one of the young ladies was speaking on. So I'm not going to even get into that. Now, what new ideas I can say that I got from reading that pushed my thinking, I would say would be the intelligence test, because I always learned and knew about the achievement test. Even now, for I'm working as a para one in the inner city, and we have the Bright Beginnings, which is AP1, AP2, AP3. Now, the AP1 test is measuring what the children already know when they come in. The AP2 is measuring what they've learned and acquired from the actual classroom. And so on and so on and so on. So I'm thinking, like, what if we had other tests for the preschoolers, for pre-K? What if after the AP1 we had like certain tests to measure what they learning, acquired, and what they can potentially know? So I'm like, are we limiting our children? Because I understand in pre-K they only want the AP1, AP2, AP3 because they don't want to overwhelm the children. But I think, and I go solely based on a theory that states that intelligence is not fixed, it's cultivated. So you have the opportunity to learning. Like, I see videos of children cooking at age 4 and 5, and I'm like, wow, their parents are exposing and allowing them to do these things. So I think it's really awesome. What I don't really see anything challenging or confusing as I'm reading, but I can say that I'm puzzled to see that some of the same things from high school, which was like almost 10 years ago, like we're still using. Like, when will we actually get to a level in a curriculum and to a place in schooling where we understand that education, we go back to having an understanding that education is paramount? Because I see now what testing does. I see that what testing does inside of the classroom. I see what it does outside of the classroom, even when it's considering the teachers. And I feel like if we become more effective with testing to where its strategies from 10 years ago can be used, but it shouldn't be solely used. We should come with new innovative ways of testing that will be beneficial to the students as well as the teachers. And I think that pretty much sums up what I've learned, because nothing really puzzles, nothing is really challenging or confusing. The reading is very, it's extensive in a way, but you can understand it, and it was very informative. Thank you. I hope you like my post, and blessings.